And fish for fox if you think fishing is inhumane? It can't be inhumane because humans do it. Alright, so this case of one more and this whole game is done. So if we finish this, but we're in the middle of this. Hey, I mind if I butt in for a sec? You victim over there, the lady in the white. Hold it! You. Hey, let the gal finish, will ya? No good butt in pain and the you know what. Ouch! Well, this leopard sure ain't changed her spots. See, that's inhumane, because bears aren't humans. Discipline's not required, neither is your presence. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can't— Ow! You're liars, what you are. You lied under oath at that one time. Like Miss Von Karma's none to found in Miss Hart, huh? At least your biggest fan, no. What's she called? Ringer, right? She's a member of this here committee. Yeah, I'm not gonna get on a moral soapbox, at all. I have no right to do anything like that. I am a big fan of Von Karma. She's grown on me. I didn't like her at first, but she's grown on me a bit. But yeah, as long as you are fishing or hunting for a purpose, I am not opposed to it. There are too many deer. There are, as long as you're not overfishing, you know, I don't want you to wipe out fish. But yeah, I have no problem with it. I don't want to do it. I don't particularly want to do it just because I don't like cleaning fish. I don't like cleaning fish. I don't like cleaning, birds. I don't like removing the feathers. I don't like moving the scales. Those I do not like. So, I don't do it. Which just act like the ringleader of their secret auction. Ah! Stop it! Stop with me, dang it! What's the meaning of this interruption? Oh, explain. Cleaning cats, they're not too bad. Most of the time you can just pull the fur off with this, you just like skin them. It's easy enough. You can do that with most mammals. Probably all mammals. Maybe this interruption, Mouse. I've explained. We're talking about the eating of meat. Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. It seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. That would mean that the victim was also the ringleader. I'm not gonna eat you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I don't have any intention of eating you guys, okay? You're safe. Just don't run. Okay? Don't run. If you run, it triggers my prey drive. But that would mean that the victim was also the ringleader. Now, how about we just calm down, sir? I have some new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction. And to arrest as head of operations auctioneer. But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted. I suppose it does. Nonetheless, I, Francisca Von Karma, I refuse to leave empty-handed. You've got a whip. That's not empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. Fine by me. But you may find that your whip will go sorely underused this round. Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case, the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And photographers believe the victim was the auctioneer, and the culprit was an attendee. Kill and wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. They then stab the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. I got the green tea without lemon. I like it better without lemon. There's that about summing up because I won't be accepting rebuttals. I'm afraid you might have to if there is a serious hole in your testimony. There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then, time to fight back. You have to win this for us. And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. Let's just first look at our evidence. Refresh our evidence. I'm not exactly sure what we're looking for, but we'll find the hole. Okay, we got a quick refresher of the evidence. Fine, accept your little explanation. That would make the storm the actual scene of the crime. Yes?
Hold it.
You can see that point rather easily. I can't help but be suspicious. I'm not in the habit of denying facts that are readily supported by the evidence. That's all there is to it. You're able to show that the murder actually took place in the storeroom? In which case, the murderer is someone connected to the auction.
Hold it.
And how exactly did you come to that conclusion? Members of the big building staff were questioned extensively, but none of them mentioned a secret storeroom. Its existence was known only to a handful of people. And of course, that storeroom was where the items that were to be sold in the auction were being kept. Very good, which suggests a link between knowledge in the storeroom and involvement in the auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was an auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee.
Hold it.
So you believe that the victim and the ringleader were one and the same? I do, and the murderer was... Why are you asking her this? You just said the exact same thing yourself, dummy. Oh, so I did. That was merely confirming Francisca's reasoning in order to... Oh, don't give me that horse feed. You caught saying something stupid, you give a little laugh and move on with your day. The murderer was one of the auction attendees. What? You don't get no nose for a friend here after that little performance of his? Of course, assuming that our friend, the photographer's word, can be trusted. I can't quite tell if they love or hate one another. Anyway, the more relevant point here is how the culprit actually carried out their plan. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom, where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place.
Hold it.
How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom too, remember?
Objection.
Yes, hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you know that there are plenty of other places to hide too. I'm drinking my warm tea. It's very nice. Saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they waited for the victim's arrival. I believe we can reasonably assume the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely need to be present throughout the proceedings. Things that happened afterward. Do you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca? We can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded.
Hold it.
After the auction ended, you say? Are you sure of that? The victim is the auctioneer. I don't see how else it could have happened. Do you? I mean, she's right. You can't have an auction without an auctioneer. No, you can't, can you? Why does that suddenly feel significant? It then stabbed him in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum.
Hold it.
How do you know that the candelabrum was one of the auction lots? Because if the murder weapon had been deliberately prepared beforehand, it seems highly unlikely that the killer would have chosen such an unusual object. Furthermore, based on the culprit's movements, the candelabrum could have only come from the storeroom. We didn't find evidence that showed where it was standing, I guess. Exactly. Therefore, it could only have been something that was up for sale. Not the issue of where the killer obtained their weapon is really the point here. It's a reasonably coherent explanation of events on the surface, but something's off. Let me see if I can tease a little more out of her. Alright, we're gonna push on 5.
Objection.
No? Wait, what? They hid the body. Is that not good enough? Why don't you ever take a crack at answering your own questions before asking others? In this case, my answer is simply no. Alright, it's me not to question myself. Oh, what'd you do to upset Frank, big guy? Next time, try to land a swift kick on her before the switch lands on you. Ah, yow! Let's your chatter. I don't have time for this. Better get this over with before she was Fender unconscious. Let's see here. Oh, right there.
Objection!
She already said it happened after. You're one step behind yet again, Francisco. How so? The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim. And I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, she made it. It's not worth the air she used to say it. I done told you I'm a journalist, dang that dagnabbit. My word is ouch. Did I ask you to open your mouth? Double ouch.
Objection!
Calm down, listen for a second, Francisco. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder. And she confirmed the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer, huh? It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No! As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay could have been the murderer. And she'd been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then who was the victim, really? Well, if the auction carried on after her murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. That's enough. Also, it's getting warm. I'm going to turn my fan on. 1 second. A little toasty in here for my taste. I'm going to turn on my fan for a little bit just to cool off this room. I was good today. I worked out again, so that's out all too well. Order in the courtroom. All rise to the chairman. Oh, this guy again. Well, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. Alright, Celsius, what are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my boneheaded boy's getting along. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. Thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. Suspect everyone's searching for high and low floors right back here where we started. Man, detain the suspect immediately. Wait, Miss Faraday's innocent. Shut your meddling mouth. Wow, how do you get the fire up so high? You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally. Sorry, it must be my age. Sob. He's crying and wringing out his beard. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you've forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there's the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. She's right, of course. As always, you really are a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this You stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. Picture's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes, they are stuck to the edges of the bloodstains, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. Those came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. What? No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. If they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, you testified to having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that that person was the murder victim. You're the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went. No, Kay was attacked by that person. She's the victim here, not the aggressor. As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked, as you claim. If such proof existed, Mr. Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense. We can't jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Okay? I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. Murder, it was me. I remember looking down, and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. You can't be. So then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories. Well, you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the gods of justice for many blessings.
Objection!
As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request the suspect be...
Overruled.
We don't have time for this. We must just arrest Kay Faraday this instant. How dare you take that tone with me? This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand you give us more time to investigate. I'm switching my water. Yes, if we start a little early, I may have to go get more water at some point, just to make sure I stay hydrated. It's important. Say that my investigation is unlawful? What could be more unlawful than this? Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law. Indeed you don't, but I do. And while I can't help be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity. Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest. Ah yes, I almost forgot. Miles. What did you just burn? What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. He was doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity. You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the fight of a suspect. You're no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You're a criminal, nothing more. Well, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow. Although, I fear I already know the outcome. This is an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard. This court is adjourned. Alright, so making some progress. Alright, so this is toward the end. So we might finish this case today. If we finish this case early today, before the stream is over, I am going to go into DBD and try to finish up the 2v8 event. I'll need probably need like 3 games, and it should be fine. So, like, if we have like an hour, that's more than enough time. I never thought I'd spend another night in here again. It stripped me of all evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. They had to let me keep Kay's Yadagara Supen. I can't help but worry about her. They better be treating her well. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. Yeah, I'm not sure what your dibbity doobity do. I'm not sure what Disney song you're referring to. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. Come on, let's go. You got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? No, I'm not sure what to even say to him. Hydrate, you got it. Just a little sip. Yeah, the fairy godmother? Yeah. I haven't seen Cinderella in so long. Wait there. They're leaving me unsupervised? Forgive the intrusion. You're not Dick Gumshoe. Judge Gavel. Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a seat. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagined you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. Dragon Ball characters? What? I don't... What's Dragon Ball characters? May not be aware of this, but you were only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. So I'm treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation is rather plummeted. You have the VHS trailer, ad for Cinderella, and part of the stuck in your head? Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, indeed. For you, of course, and your friends. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Fender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't. You may thank the goddess in that regard. Even she is too busy to deal with each other in every infraction. Dibbity Dabbity and Boo? I have no clue. I saw, like, a little bit of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Where basically, Goku was like the lovable moron, and he's just like running around like, oh, I'm gonna work out, and I don't want to fight you, and oh, oops, I didn't mean to hit you so hard, etc., etc. You're all, there's a lot of letters in there. I don't know. One of you's right, one of you's wrong. Maybe, I don't know. They're not punished for their bad behavior. Did you come here just to chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing to the investigation where we left off. I just thought you'd like to know. I figured you'd be worried about how they were all doing. I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk, nothing more. There's something I wish to know about you. Me? Yes, who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted. And a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavel. Your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. But I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth, and it's why I fail to understand you. Take the latest case, for example. You're up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that. And yet... Heh. I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon my selfish and skewed sense of justice. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers of the force, and even Kay. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel like perhaps I understand you a little bit better now. Oh, I will say this, everyone, I believe, at some point, thinks back on something they did or something they said, and they feel bad about it. Like, oh wow, I can't believe I was that dumb. I can't believe I was that whatever. I can't believe I was that cringe. I can't believe I was that whatever. In those moments, it's important not to beat yourself up too much over that. Because what that means, the fact that you're looking back on your behavior and find it I don't know, that you don't like that behavior. That's proof that you have grown as a person. So whenever you look back on your past and think about all the mistakes you've made, make sure you take a moment to be grateful that you're a better person now than you were. And I think that's important. Don't lose sight of the good and get focused too much on the bad. Do you understand me? I highly doubt it. You can always regret never doing it, too. Yep. Someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I'll say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That's all. Before I go, there is one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today, in the trial chamber. Many sends his warmest regards. That was all you had to tell me. You could have just sent me a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another? That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Well, there's not much investigating I can do. I'm in jail. I thought there was any evidence to be found in here. They didn't give me any toilet paper. Oh, wait, we're in control. What are we supposed to be researching? I spent any time in here, and already I can feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I must give up on myself. My collar is slightly creased. There. A tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Which one is more important now than ever to take care of myself? There's a menu here on the table. Seems that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. Looks good. Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch, and linguine for only $1. $1? Oh, add linguine for. Oh, I thought it was all $1. I mean, there's that's too. I don't believe that anyone I've ever met is all bad. It's just not possible. There are people that are all bad out there, but not many. So, yeah. Basmati and brown rice special. For limited time, only add regular white rice at no extra cost. Is that like 3 different kinds of rice? Probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. I wouldn't mind spaghetti and mac and cheese. That sounds good. There's no on the wall next to the toilet. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. Ew! Some mental preparations won't even make. Very basic bed. I can't say I was very comfortable. Sleep on, however. Imagine the gumshoe would sleep soundly on, and nevertheless. Always snoring all the while. Suppose we'll probably never get to work together again. I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I'll follow my own path to the end. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. There's an inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell bars. I'll be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. Oh, I read a book one time where they put a guy in jail to be executed in the morning. And basically, they, like, you know, they had all the tropes where, you know, like, so he saw that the cell was made out of bricks. And one of the bricks was crumbling, right? And so he started, like, sawing away with a spoon at the mortar holding the brick in place. Thinking that if he could break out the brick, he could sneak out of the cell, right? And so he spent, you know, like, hours and hours working on that. And he finally gets the brick out. And behind that brick is a solid wall of concrete that's just in perfect shape. And the guards come in and it's like, oh, wow. I won the pool. We thought it'd take you for a long time to get through that. And the guy's like, well, why did you do this if there's no way out? It's like, oh, we want to give you hope. It's just a service we provide. And so they list all the ways people try to escape from the cell. Like, you know, there's a drain in the floor. So somebody tried to get down there, but it doesn't really go anywhere. You know, that sort of thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm in a cell. I would go crazy in a cell. I need a book to read. Oh, no bars. Poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that due to the warden's arrest, the die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Players no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to their daily casting of the die. You really need an apology for the cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? Oh, I guess that's it. I have another visitor? Kay. Oh, thank goodness. You seem alright. That slowed off my mind. Ah, such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to sniffle. Make a grown man cry. But she's not your usual cheery. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let me go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not. You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself? How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there is no me left to believe in? Not at all. I don't think that's true. We lost your memory. We spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say you left quite the impression on me. You see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence. And why you should believe in yourself, too. Thank you. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Give her the pen. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. Yeah, he's a big crier. Kay, no. You remind me of my younger self, you know. So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for? Oh, justice? I suppose you could call it that. What's he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there something hidden? Is some hidden agenda at play? Alright, it's no time to second guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be... Wait. Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? Doesn't make any sense. Must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. He's got 4 chess pieces. Maybe 5. There's 4. Come on now. Come on, Miles. I'm busy and important man. Can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. Only way out of our current predicament is through Chairman Winter. So much to ask in so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. Can't just let this happen. We can answer if it's the last thing I do. Here we go, mind chess! Why were you so keen to push through to Kay's arrest? I'd like to hear a satisfactory explanation. I have an explanation. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Look at me that. You know exactly what I mean. Tut tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. May I remind you of your position? And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then, What do you mean? What then? Think how that would look, my boy. And who would have to take the blame? Me, that's who. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way, you won't say anything foolish. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Now Kay's innocence is still in doubt. Ah, you're breaking my heart. Sab, just look at this flood of tears. Spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. One piece down! We barely use any time either. You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Winter certainly knows how to dodge a question. But it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we need to press him on whether he believes the investigation was sufficient. We got our time back. Can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. We're probably gonna fail here. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? Oh no, let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember. I'm sure you can. You won't bluster your way out of this one. Stop blustering, my boy. I also don't recall. It's a problem when you get to my age, you see. I even forget my own son's name sometimes. Never mind your fool of a son, answer me. How long did you spend on the investigation? You're right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but... Oh, woe is me. Sniffle. It's only too happy to derail the conversation, no matter where I take it. I'd force to take this seriously. Let's try another tack for now. You can already say your investigation was sufficient. And you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Oh, ho, ho, I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get too much more influential than that. Take a little sip of water. Not that I care about such things. You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. And forgive me. I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon, Sniffle. Got you now. You're backed into a corner, and you don't even know it. That was dumb. I meant... We're going on about all the smoke there. That an old man like me some slack. You give all the useful energy. First, I should have picked my words more carefully. Wisely. Okay, it looks like it's just also a bit... Alright, let's see here. Alright, I already did this. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge is the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. Hey, Treeborn? I'm not concerned with the titles or roles. Even you misunderstand that much. Yeah, I told you it's gonna start an hour early. I'm sorry. So young, so very young. A word of advice, Miles, from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. Now's my chance. How much time I spent on your investigation? You really don't give up, do you? Even my patience has its limits, you know. What a coincidence, so does mine. Answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? Ah, the youth of these days are wantonly reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to recollect that, my boy. Well, maybe you do know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Oh ho ho. Oh, hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. The answers from the elderly require sensitivity. They can get quite emotional after all. And no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rested in my hands. Got you now. Oh, no. That's bad. Alright, that was bad. Maybe we need to bide more time. Alright, let's see here. Alright, made progress. I think we have to buy it again. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them, so why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple, because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. What you're doing is pointless. Tragically, sniffle, and miserably pointless. But please, just give up, Sa. She's guilty. The decision's been made. Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest. What are you trying to imply? I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? Right, 2 pieces down. That's certainly an intriguing theory. It's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such fights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. Let's confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. Uh-oh. Tell me time's gonna go faster, we're gonna lose more time? It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. Now that less opportunity passed you by. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking. Make it brief, will you? Who gave the order? Who decided the Kay should be arrested? You know, I can't seem to remember. You never get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this. Okay, next one. An attack for now. Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think that we're all familiar with this particular train of yours by now. I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How do you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. Bide. Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy, So that's, Sniffle, an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. Ask you, my boy, Sab, what can I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic. It really is. Sab, she would suspect me of such things. Not suspicion, it's certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kate's arrest for start. Now, my boy, let's not get carried away. There was plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage, these were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. Those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away? Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. Sure, I can't contend your argument right now. But you did let something valuable slip. Just your detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. You ran off that list like you knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Hey, we got a clue now. Make it brief, will you? Who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who decided Kay should be arrested? You know? I can't even remember. Don't ever get old, Miles, boy. This happened to me. Time to find that clue. I'd appreciate if you'd stop playing the old man card. You remember that details the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient. I'd be more inclined to believe you. Oh, I thought I was gonna take it out. Didn't. So let me ask you again. Who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. You want such a incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really, Sniffle. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. So you're very mean, you know that, don't you? Sniffle. The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by Verity. I got you now. You're backed into a corner, and you don't even know it. What are you going on about? Ah, crap. First, I should have picked my words more wisely. Was it him? I push to this again. Alright, there we go. Alright, all the evidence. You remember all the evidence. Who gave the order? Alright, who authorized it? Come out here, winner. We both know it was you. Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I can't talk. I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. Key thing to do now. Random Fox. We got Pearl Fox. Establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. Said ask the right questions. Alright, we got our time back. And game's at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. Suspect Kate Faraday. How much do you know about her, exactly? I thought she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. I don't have a clue as to how... Okay, that didn't work. Alright, next hack. Seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kate's arrest. When he's burning stuff, we have to be careful. I'm a very busy man. Try to remember that. I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. Don't take so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. When you stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. Let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I, Sniffle, have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. Sob. I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? So keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing. Hey, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. Sorry, I got a little bit of the hiccups. Stipple. But a tragic one, too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? That's right, although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. This could be a valuable clue. Suspect Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her, exactly? I know she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. That's my heart, but it's true. I'm full of my clue. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? We hit it, but it's not down yet. Oh, ho, ho. There's that intimidating face you like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, hmm? I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I, Sniffle, just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence, Sob, did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake? Oh! Oh, it all comes out! Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carried might have been forced upon her. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Yep, if you're ever running from a fire in a forest, go downhill. I think you know the answer to your own questions by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you. It's finally time to shed light on the truth. Also, just play our last move. I'm trying another angle. Okay. Oh, now we say innocent. Okay. Kay's innocent. No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a basic assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. And employ my clue. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. That's my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Hey, Liz, beard on fire! Oh, didn't put it out, it was a tear cell. That's pretty funny, though. Oh, ho, ho! Oh, ho, 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 ho! Just call me a ho. My, you really are a sharp one, hmm? It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts. And that's the checkmate. First try! You knew Kay was the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you'd get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again. My boy, I guess that was always your problem. Oh, we need to run an ad, don't we? Alright, we're gonna run a quick ad. I'm gonna go brush. We're already like 10 minutes late for that, but it's fine. Alright, so we go brush, and then we'll resume this. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. Had a good brushing. Now, we're back to the case. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and conviction secured, this whole mess goes away, and that's what will happen. Whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine. Oh ho ho. You know, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It's poignant, and heartfelt, and sincere. And utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. Since the truth is more important than anything else, would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it, little boy, little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth I created. Grrr. Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes it's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. Why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it's worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? Mr. Ex-Prosecutor, I have all the power here. Curse you. Or aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Sniffle. It just makes me want to cry, and cry, and cry. So what does that do us, though? Now we're in jail. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winter. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait, one way or another. I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world then. That might be your last chance. Oh, here we are. There's one missing. Oh, that's the one that died, I guess. Wait, that means we're even, right? 5 and 5. Yeah, that means that we can get we're gonna get deadlocked. 10 members, over a majority are present. Hereby call this hearing to order. We're gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to assist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winter. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney, and despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, one Kay Faraday, is innocent of all charges. Have you explain the details of the murder to us as well? Of course, on the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee's chamber. Further explanation will be provided by me, Eustace Winter, Premier Prosecutor. The floor is yours, Mr. Winter. Murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think, yeah. And the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed as an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer. Used nothing of the sort. And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winter? Yeah, I got this. The Faraday is overcome by crushing remorse, Eustace. Yeah, that. Tons of crushing remorse. Because she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. That person was Miss Ringer, I take it. Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. By the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. And who won the race to find the raincoat nearby? Me, that's who. Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winter's command. I knew it. The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. The suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So you can see, Kay Faraday was the killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it. Alright, Miles, I expect you to have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we? I have no objections, Chairman Winter. Oh no, is that so? I thought it would have taken more than a single night in detention to break you. No objection in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. For the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. I personally attest the fact that Mr. Winter's investigation was fair and impartial. Yeah, heh, of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical, of course, if you were to withdraw your objections, you might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee. So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? If you think you can buy my silence, think again. You'll watch your mouth. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well. If it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case. Really? But sir, this will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires. Say so, Mr. Chairman. Evidence data received from Judge Gavel. You have no objection to Verity representing the committee, I assume? None whatsoever. And Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine. You'll see. Alright, here we go! But we're not even close to over yet, though, because we gotta go with the guy. Not her. Stringer attended the auction as potential buyer. The Red Rain Kill was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The place from the showroom was, of course, the hatch leading up onto the roof. As she'd emerged on the viewing platform, that's when Miss Stringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case. Raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true? We believe so, yes. Remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zingfa, I assume? Raincoat was a piece of evidence in that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. Our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances, and wound up in the auction along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose. Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever. You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, happy you could save us all some time to simply admit defeat. Oh, I'll do no such thing, thank you very much. Very well, it's good to know that you still have some fight in you. It is? Why? Come think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me on this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? I think she knows something's not right here. Maybe she might not even be a bad person we think she is. Stringer attends the auction as a potential buyer. In other words, a member of the committee was actively involved in illegal evidence trade. It is unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. And of course, we'll be looking into any such activities just as soon as this hearing is over and done with. I commend your decision to pursue this matter further, Mr. Chairman. Oh, don't be silly, Verity. It's the least we could do, really. Not that it's any of your business, Miles. Not anymore. If only you'd remained a prosecutor, Stifle, but you didn't. Now, if we're quite done making an old man cry over this whole sad affair. Very well, allow me to continue. Red Raincoat was one of the items up for sale.
Hold it.
So the Raincoat really was one of the auction lots. That's correct. I believe it originally belonged to Mr. Shelley the Killer. Considering its status as a piece of evidence, it's the only logical conclusion. So when he made his attempt on the president's life. There was an unexplained mannequin standing amongst the other items of sale. It could well have been used to display the coat prior to the auction. Do you know how the items were being smuggled in? That's still under investigation, and is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand. Especially consider that you will soon officially be a prosecutor no longer, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like the outcome of this hearing is a foregone conclusion. No surprises there. My personal circumstances aren't important right now. Please continue, Your Honor. As I was saying, the Raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase.
Hold it.
Why should you leave so soon after making your purchase? That's the auction house rules. Winning bidders are expected to pay for their item. House, thank you for the raid! How's RuneScape Dragon Wilds? Let me shout off you. How's it going? Did you have a good Memorial Day? Also, how's that game? I haven't played it yet. It's on my list for someday. Hey, look, we're playing Ace Attorney. You love it? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it at some point, but I've already bought too many games. I just bought Helldivers 2 today. So, and I bought like Night Rain like 2 days ago. So no more games for me for a bit. This is the one with Edgeworth, yes. We're in case 4 of the second Investigations Miles Edgeworth game. Let's see. Sartos is pretty much the same thing. It's Edgeworth. Yeah, I appreciate the raid. Glad you stopped by. Good to see you. Yeah, I heard you won a bet and got a free game out of it, and RuneScape was the one you picked. Yeah, these were game requested. Treeborn requested these. So congratulations on your new game. I'm glad he came clean after all. Glad he came clean. Sometimes you just gotta admit defeat. The stringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up into the roof.
Hold it!
Hold it! The stringer was a member of the committee. Happy to see you on the stream. So did you catch it, or did you like catch it in the VOD? The stringer was a member of the committee. Should not have left the committee chamber via the main door. While auction was still underway. That would risk exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees. If Ms. Hart found out about it, I think its existence is already well exposed. Those auctions stated that attendees were to enter and leave via the hatch on the roof. Stringer had no reason not to follow those rules. Given where the merger took place, we know that she must have done so. As she emerged on the viewing platform, that's when Miss Stringer was attacked by Miss Faraday.
Hold it!
But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? Exactly what we were hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday. Of course, interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. If the murderer knew that attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So as I was saying, after she emerged on the roof, in the viewing platform, that's when Miss Stringer was attacked. So after her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case.
Hold it!
Her flame went out? The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth, though perhaps her flame was stolen from her, is more apt.
Objection!
But the candelabrum that extinguished her life was one of the auction lots. Me and Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin with.
Overruled!
Steady could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She easily snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was turned away. Well, we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. That should clear the matter up, no? Well, either of you? Sadly, we don't have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment. Hear me, sir. This is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation. Wasn't that a shame, Miles, my boy? It seems that this line of inquiry is something of a dead end, then, isn't it? So the theory is that the victim and the Herculean met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. In other words, it assumes the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. Is that really the case? A lot of evidence that clearly shows the story of what happened that night. Time to double check. Alright, let's double check our evidence. Alright, we got... We got the candelabrum. I mean, we got this. Wait, do we have a picture of that? Okay, we got that. We got that. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got the picture! Look at this. Hold on. She's already covered in blood before she goes up. Okay, so we got that picture. Let's present. It could be he. Yeah, we don't know.
Objection!
Objection! We got a picture with her bloody. We caught her red-handed. Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. What is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? She's an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Oh no, I ain't really an eyewitness. More of an ear witness, I guess. Heh, she's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? I think I'd choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth. You should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. According to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom. Just before she took this picture. Well, wait, you're saying Gavel got it? Wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. What? Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night. You saw the person in the picture, correct? I sure did. Clear as day. And my own two eyes to boot. And what were your impressions at that point? My impressions, this right here is a scoop of the century, something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. I was hoping more for your impressions of the person in question. Oh, that there's a walk-in meal ticket. Seriously? Hehehehe. Just my little joke. Maybe look at me like I done sat in your lunch. Oh, red raincoat, right? What? I took one look, and I thought, that's our perp right there.
Overruled.
And then I started for Miss Hart. I thought that such thing occurred. Whatever. I was drinking and I missed the thing. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, we learned to use your own words. As an explanation of the facts you require, you only ask, you know. What do you mean? I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard, voices that may be unrelated.
Objection!
Unrelated? You can do better than that. Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Fingers? You're kidding me, right? Them folks are talking crime-related turkey, or my name ain't lot of dang tart. Oh, but you did hear. Did you hear them clearly? Well, can't rightly say it for sure, but I can't really say nothing, and you know it. They was using voice changers. I done told you y'all that. Precisely, Miss Hart heard voices. Those voices were disguised, which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
Heh. You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. I think I overestimated you, Judge Gavel. Nonsense. Verity's the best of us, my boy. The very best. And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might have not been anything to do with the murder. Even suppose that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. It needs to happen before the victim was able to get off the roof. Not much we can say for certain. I can tell you why. This proves that the incident had happened before the victim went up the roof. Bloodstain, right here. Bam! We initially thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Yeah, yes, because Miss Hart said as much. Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw in the person's hand. I doubt many people would have thought differently given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is a killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. But knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. The presence of the blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack. But now it tells us something very important about the victim, too. Which tells us that the victim survived the attack. There's no doubt in my mind that the victim was attacked in the storeroom. But here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This will only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wound she had sustained. What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound? The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winter. I imagine she used her hand to try and staunch a wound. That's right. While it's impossible to tell from this angle, victim's already mortally wounded here. Well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it? It very much would. Not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken. After the victim had already been attacked, it was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kate witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds. That would have been quite the coincidence. It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth. Or pretending to not remember it. What? What fact am I forgetting? It is time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Yeah, Gavel works for me. Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job. Sigh, you really are, Sniffle. A total and utter embarrassment. Wow, he's like my own father. I am not. I hate to break it to you, but you both are. Go to it, Gavel. Put Edgeworth out of his misery. As you wish. Miss Finger's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest. We all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. I doubt anybody could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. That's done, Gavel. Now Edgeworth will have to make several objections? Yes, I'm afraid I will. What? Why? Weren't you listening? Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact. It's my objections. Come on! Why do you always have to undermine me? Because you're always wrong. That's never my intention, I assure you. It isn't? Because you do it so well to yourself every single time already. Of course it isn't. Yeah, I knew that. Because I'm... Please, Eustace, just stop, for goodness sake. You've already embarrassed me enough. Huh? Well, what do you mean, Dad? Oh, it's like looking at a mirror of my childhood. Miss Finger's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest.
Hold it!
3 wounds. That can't have been pleasant. Yes. Which is why we must see that the perpetrator on this cruel act pays for their sins. Also, do we have the coroner's report? No, we don't have a coroner's report. I don't listen to her, Kay. She's just trying to scare you. We could please continue on, Judge Gavel. Oh well. As I was saying, there were 3 wounds. We all know what those wounds are from, don't we?
Hold it!
I do, but perhaps you should ask Mr. Winter. He does, I'm sure, don't you? Eustace? Who, me? Oh, you bet I do. I know the case inside out. Who does he think he's fooling? Eustace, my boy, make an old man happy and at least glance at the coroner's report, would you? Sure, let's see. Yada yada, 3 puncture wounds, blah blah, candle holder. No, wait, that's what they used? Crazy. Precisely. Wounds were inflicted just as Eustace says. That's right, they're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum.
Hold it!
And you're sure the stabs to the chest were the cause of death? There's no doubt about that? None. One of the spikes of the candelabrum even pierced the victim's heart. Unless you mean to call Dr. Arch's professional opinion into question, we can only treat that as fact. Warner's opinion back at my own winning ones. Now that's what I call a flawless victory. I'm certainly not about to ignore the coroner's findings. Hey, what about my findings? You can't just ignore them. But if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds to the chest from the candelabrum, that would seem to contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered. Which one? Oh, wait, we do have this. So after they died, they had the head wound. So which evidence does that contradict? He's not just ignoring my findings. He's ignoring me. Just do something, Gavel. As you wish, at the very least, I will ensure that he cannot ignore my own conclusions. Anybody could survive such grave wounds.
Hold it.
We know she did, but the victim may not necessarily have died instantly. I think we can say that much, at least. Perhaps. She would surely not have lived for longer than a few moments, either. So there are people who could survive even if you stabbed them in the chest? Sure there might be. And there might not be, too. So, which is it? Trust me, there are not. In any case you're still attempting to believe, there might be... Gonna be the coroner's report. I'm sure you'll change your tune.
Hold it.
Cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest, inflicted by a candle holder. Well done for reading, Mr. Edgeworth. That report forms the basis of my own conclusions. In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions, too. You have a strange sense of humor, but I wouldn't mind seeing you try. However, before you do, I would advise you to read that report very carefully. I'll look at it again. Head injury post-mortem. Marks prominent burn mark on the back of the victim's right hand. That's a very weird burn mark. After all, I'm not interested in your opinions, only in solid ground deductions. Very well, you still have my deductions. Mr. Edgeworth? Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be alright. We have to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. Kay's fate will be sealed. I want to press on this again just to be safe. But this is the one we need to press on, or hit though. We need to hit the one before this. I don't see what we're using. Wait, the raincoat.
Objection.
The raincoat has the holes in it. Chain Winter, you know what this is, of course? The red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir, the one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here. I'm afraid I might have to regard this. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Gabble. Shows the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. But do you remember where exactly they were found? Of course, they were found on the hood, and... No. What's the matter, Verity? The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else in the raincoat? No, it was not. Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet, there's blood only on the hood. That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds entered to her chest. Perhaps you're correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. Dun dun dun! Yep. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood on the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we can see this point, that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it's an even more fundamental contradiction. That's quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction. With some evidence. The evidence best demonstrates the contradiction of the order of injuries revealed. I mean, we just pressed presented the raincoat. I doubt it's the raincoat. The picture, maybe? I'll leave it with a picture.
Take that.
This is evidence perfectly highlights the contradiction. Nope. I don't get either. Nor me. Nurk, that was the right answer. Now know this. Impossible for the head injury to have happened after the victim was stabbed. In which case, one of our pieces of evidence is beginning to look very specific indeed. There's no fundamental contradiction after all, is there, Mr. Edgeworth? In other words, the victim had been struck on the head before she was stabbed in the chest. This evidence makes no sense at all. The mask, maybe?
Take that.
Nope. No good. I don't know! What's the piece of evidence? I did that, right? I mean, this is the raincoat again? No? Alright, hold on. Let's save before we get too far. Before we get too far out of line and screw it up. We're just gonna save real quick, just to be safe. Quick save, to be safe. Is this?
Take that.
I'm kind of guessing. Is it this?
Take that.
No? I'm failing! I don't know. I'm struggling. Hi, Tay. How's it going? It's not the quarters report.
Take that.
This is Dr. Hurt's... I mean, that was what we were just turning over. Dr. Hurt's preliminary findings. They straight out said that, so I assumed it wasn't that. Yeah, and watch me struggling. So, like, I didn't think it could be this because it's clearly not this because they already said that. It's like, hey. I'm Fox. Can you find the fox in this picture? And I'm just like, here? And it's like, no, you're gonna look for another fox. Oh no, Mitch. Victim suffered a head injury post-mortem. Or suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Bailiff, this court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the community chamber with all due haste. She testifies this case cannot be brought to a close. Yes, Your Honor, I'll go fetch her at once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she'll be able to come in immediately. In the meantime, there is another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh? Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing. We still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter? We've seen nothing that might serve as a clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet. There's someone involved with the case that I can name. I suspect that at the very least they might be able to point us in the right direction. That's Chairman Winter. I demand you testify as what you know. What? Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee? Do you understand the implications of such an act? I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here. And about a man who seems dead on set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, corsage, ticket stub, and everything else Adams Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow. By Chairman Winter himself. Ooh, we just put out the big guns. A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. For the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? To cast suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I even managed to get him to say something on that to that effect. Chairman Winter, your rebuttal, please? I think the good chairman might be in shock. So what if I did? Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as much, but where is your proof, But no witness to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Did you mean to tell us you have something more to base your outburst on? Yeah, he did, but he did it in private. We played mind chess with him and beat him, and so he's like, yeah, I gave her this stuff. Did I need to play it more on her? So that's the arrogance he showed back at the detention center, and yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. That's alright, Mr. Chairman. Not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this for myself. I'm intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal, as you'll never find a more fine, upstanding citizen than myself. He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. It is not something someone innocent would say. Very well, let's start at the very beginning. Back when the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber. Hi, Dory. Oh, you finally saw those? Yeah, when my arm moves, it, I may need to turn down some. I followed the instructions and of a guide to trying to give myself a little bit more animation and not be so stiff. I was way stiff before. And part of that is making sure that parts that should move some do move still. Anyway. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. Information that should, by rights, only be accessible to the members of the committee. Yeah, they all have keycards to their room, after all. Random Fox. Oh, we got us the security bee Fox. Now, keycards room, after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis. And for that to be possible, there can be only one winning explanation. That's right, Mr. Winter. The auctioneer is a member of the committee. What? No! Arg, what on earth is wrong now? What did I do, Dad? I played right into his hands. Oh, ho, ho. You did indeed, you utter nitwit. Miles, my boy, you do realize you've cast quite the wide net with your explanation. That's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. 10 given Miss Ringer's unfortunately passing. 10 potential suspects in total. Well, it certainly isn't me. And it can't be the chairman. Can it? Whoever it is, speak up right now. Calm down, all of you. Please. Mr. Frozen, you wrote that? Oh, I'm sorry. $45 GB of RAM! Holy crap! Did you load up like 15 copies of the stream? I don't even think that would do that. Let's see. Can I see how much I'm using? Let's see. According to this... Come on. Mouse. This tab on my computer is using up 500 megabytes. So you have to load up 50 copies. That's that all the proof you got against me? Heh, you're very quiet all of a sudden. But it's too late to back up out now. You accuse a former chief prosecutor and a current committee chairman of crime. Urk. I'll tell you to prepare for the worst. I'm using Google Chrome. But also, just like the background tab of Twitch is also using 500. Yeah, so I'm using a total of 1 GB on, but that's on this PC. Just for Chrome, having the stream open. Oh, I don't even know what mode I'm watching it in. I don't even know where to see that. Settings. I have set auto. Can I close that? Okay, I don't want to look at it. Okay. I tell you to prepare for the worst. Where does he keep... Does he just bring, like, stacks of paper to burn? Have a lot of background apps to take a lot? Oh. There's no preparing for what you're about to face. Alright, here we go. I don't know why he wears goggles. I mean, he cries a lot, which makes sense, but... And forces us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember. But she didn't be bothered, my boy. That's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said that she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And her sentence will be lighter for it. So rejoice. And there you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. How can I when that was barely a testimony to begin with? That man, he's a very powerful person, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it. Saw a flash of something half remembered, Kay. Nothing more. Yeah, that did happen. He did set his beard on fire and then put it out with his tears. You must believe in something. Believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But I'm against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy. They seem to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Yeah, I'm making you argue over this too. If the broad strokes are correct, it doesn't make something true. Why don't we such a stick in the mud? I'd say the bigger picture is more than enough here. After all, every case has little inconsistencies and contradictions. If we let ourselves get bogged down in every single one, we'd never make any arrests. And once we did, the trials would drag on forever. You understand that, right? Can relate. I should start. Sorry, I had to get my bangs locked down. Downside, hence my inquiry into the details. Oh, to be so young and pig-headed. Sniffle. Anyway, you keep digging into these little details. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly remember. Seem to recall the ringleader's identity and the faulty coroner's report being critical points of contention. Yes, I was listening, my boy. But critical is a matter of opinion. How can you possibly suggest that such fundamental issues are not important? Perhaps it's your ability to make sound judgments that should be on trial here today. Oh ho ho ho! Bravo, my young hothead. Wonderfully cutting stuff. You do like to try, though, don't you? Well, you didn't have bothered, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Irrelevant. There's no way that any of what we discussed today is irrelevant, unless you intend to bury the truth. But none of it is relevant, dear boy. The only reason you keep trying to make it relevant is because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle. Think about it. The suspect herself already said she did it. Just because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt.
Objection.
Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it? Dear boy. Look at his abs! It would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time? Though I'm sure she'll just say she did it again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. We'll see if she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you wanted, Miss Redworth? It goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. Let's save just in case. I hope so. That'd be great. I know, but there's no other way. I only request that I be the one to question her. Do you know how to tug an old man's heartstrings, you know? Sniffle. But fine, ask away. On one condition. If this turns... what are you talking about? I only raised the price on one thing. I lowered another price. The only thing I raised is the cost of Catch Fox. I lowered the cost of one game redeem. It turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. We'll call the proceedings to an end then and there. Agreed? Oh, I raised it a long time ago. Yeah, I raised it a long time ago when I had like 12 games in queue. And one of them was like Baldur's Gate 3, and it's like... Yeah. It got ridiculous. It's like, okay, you want to request a game? That'll be, you know, 6 months from now. 8 months from now. Call the proceedings to an end? You mean, the hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you aren't a complete muddlehead after all. Just so we're clear, we ask again, and all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt. She's officially declared guilty on the spot. I played it 3 days a week, I believe. For what? 3 months? 4 months? About 11 weeks, probably. I think I spent about 80 hours on it. Yeah, SAO is going on. Yeah, SAO is still going on. She's officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, it sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself. That's it? You just declare her guilty, just like that? That's the gist of it. It's a big risk, but he's going to find a way to condemn her either way if I don't do something. Hey. Yes? I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? If you do request SEO, it's going to be a while, because Persona 4 is going in that slot. We could always make it the weekday game, but we have quite a bit in line for that as well. Lunacid is next after this. Then we still have more Ace Attorney because Treeborn requested put in a second request for that because we got all the games all mixed up and this one came first, and that one went next. I got all confused. Yeah, SAO is almost done. I think we're gonna finish it this week. It's crazy. Like this is a perfect example of me. I cannot please everyone. Because I have people messaging me saying, "Oh, they don't want to see any more Ace. They don't want to see any more SEO." And then I have you saying, "Yeah, we need more Ace. Carol wants more SEO." So Gun Gale is a good one too. But yeah, it'll be delay. It's fine. You guys request what you want. I will play in the order. So, but I can't make everybody happy. So I'm just doing everything I can to do what I can. And like you make the game request, I play the game. That's how it works. My stories, where I get distracted. I am very distractible, and as I've said this before, I'm having trouble with my brain filter. I'm getting a little better, but I'm being a little bit too open and honest, and I'm trying to curtail that a little bit. So, open and honest is one thing. Spilling your guts to everyone is another thing entirely. So, I'm trying to do better. Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? If I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The Kay you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust. Don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. You never commit a murder. You could never, because this is who you really are. Great thief! You're the great thief Yadagara Su. A noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because that's all I can see. It's the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. Boxwood Love Velvet? You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you. Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded in accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the Kay I know would have done. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committed this murder, you need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Okay. What's wrong? Did you remember something? Ho ho, it'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did. Oh no, fourth wall! Fourth wall! A cow. A cow? Mr. Edgeworth? If you could perhaps ask her for a few more details? Well, okay, what can you tell us about this cow? I didn't see a cow. I remember now. Person in a red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow! I can see it so clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. This court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements and new testimony. Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is new and highly irrelevant evidence. Did it remind you of the adult state of her memory? No, this simply won't do. So they're willing to accept the confession from her adult memory, but they won't accept a new thing saying, oh, I remember them having a cow. They're railroading her! Also, do we need to run it out? We've got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes! Adam, well, if you claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened, sir. Exactly! I said that. Exactly. We're on them now. We're on them. You said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details. Did you not? Were we to call the validity of her memories into question, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, you're right. Please, you see fit then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think they're on the ropes now. We're still in the game, only by the skin of our teeth. No one thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. I think she is on our side. Woman Shedworth, the stuffed animal? I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom, and believe it is yet another auction lot. Wait, that's... Do you know something? Gabble? No, it's just not what I imagined. I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. I should look it over carefully. Let's look it over. There's a hole in it. The left horn is missing. This hole. Looks like that's where the horn would have gone. That doesn't look like there's stuffing in there. So what is it? Let's take a look at the rest of this toy and see what else we can find. There's a cherry blossom petal caught in the fur here. There were petals on the raincoat too. And a cherry tree in bloom up on the victim viewing platform. It definitely appeared that this was taken outside at some point. What did the victim want with this thing? Look at the butt, look at the nose ring. The right horn seems intact, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of this stuffed toy. Look, Mr. Edwards, it moves. It does? It sounds like sand being crushed. It seems there's a recording device hidden inside. Ooh! That's big. Sorry, I had a cough. And I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Ah, Skirk. Shh. Could this be the moment of the murder? Has someone made a recording of it? Well, the victim had a burn. Hey, that's them right there. That was a voice I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs. Unfortunately, we have no way to verify when those voices were recorded. It's possibly have nothing to do with the murder. If only there was some accompanying video footage. Got bugs in your ears or something, lady? I done told you. Them was the voices I heard. We already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got got. Yes, it is a possibility. But a weak one without more than your word to back it up. But something more. Something credible. We need... Yet again, she seems to be stepping in help? Stepping in to help? Judge Gabble, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Here from the moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I'll be have something that could explain what those words are referring to and how it's all related. Alright, we need I think the coroner's report.
Take that.
The coroner's preliminary findings? How do they prove anything? Indeed, one on this page shows the voice must be from the time of the murder. It's literally right here. That's literally the only words you can see right there.
Take that.
I don't think we have gambling, do we? You can catch a fish, you do exclamation point fish. Thinking of the words we heard, this part of the picture sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And? What of it? Do you think she's got a burn mark from him with the lighter? According to case testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy. And a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording they captured. It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens. All the time, right? I'm not so sure that does. Especially not in this case. The report says that the recordings may be from the time of the murder. I gotta sneeze. And we say it's one of the two voices. I sneezed my headset off. Ow! You catch a picture and hit me with it. While I'm weak by sneezing. In which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. Apparently it was a carp you hit me with. And based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely it's the one we heard the most. This doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. The voice change is correct. Unfortunate, but unavoidable. Ah! You got another fish. The thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was. Alright, I think we gotta go brush our tail. Yep, it's time to brush again. Okay, you're hitting me with fish a lot. I'm gonna go brush, okay? Ow! So many fish. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I gotta go brush. Alright? Alright, I'll be right back. I'm running the ad. Alright, I'm back. We still got 30 seconds left. It's cool enough now. So it's cooled off a bit. It's definitely much cooler in the room than it was like an hour ago. So I may not need that fan anymore. That's just more background noise. I got 22 seconds. I'm gonna take down the brushing. So you guys can resume throwing fish if you want. I'm back. Random Fox. We have Black Dress Fox. Ah! Ow. Do a lot of fish. Oh, we're back. Okay, sorry. I got distracted by the fish. Like I done told you they was. But you say something else now, too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came out of the storeroom from the committee chamber in the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchanged hands. Murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that. Always points to one key fact. What's this latest revelation tell us? The ringleader was a killer. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. It's just a cam. When I'm doing VR, I have sensors, but I just have a camera. That's why the hand tracking is not so great. Like, I could wave, I put my hand on my head, but see, it doesn't show right. That's my head, but it's just there. The hand tracking still was experimental. Hey, Gavel. Every now, Eustace. There's a good boy. And if they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer.
Overruled.
A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I'm fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest that the ringleader was the killer. Please hurry up and show us. What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer?
Take that.
The box. 7 is clear. Nope. It clearly shows the leaders of the murder. I don't get it. Crap. No surprise there. But I'm sure the rest of the room will see what I'm getting at. Once I agree with my idiot boy. Ah, crap. What could it be? The ringleader was a killer, something they would have wanted to hide. Send a piece of evidence just that. If you should believe your assertion that the ringleader was the killer, we will need to see some evidence to that effect. Understand, Your Honor. It's getting dicey. I'm about to show you this stat. It's getting a little dicey. There's a good chance we can finish this tonight. And then we'll have a little bit of time for DB, hopefully. We still got 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Wow. Okay. I'll show you just that. Oh, the coat.
Take that.
7 is clear. Wait, what? It's the clothes. Not this, is it?
Take that.
Nope. We're failing again. It's not the keycard, is it? Alright, we failed. We failed! You say that, but we've still been on this for like, what, 4 weeks? 5 weeks? No, it's been longer than that. Okay. What did the ringleader place? The candelabra?
Take that.
No? I thought it'd be the outfit.
Take that.
No? It's not the outfit. The outfit makes the most sense.
Take that.
I thought we did the flower. We did the flower. I don't know. It's the outfit. So the ringleader was literally wearing the outfit, so only the ringleader could have put the outfit on them. Right? My logic is undeniable. It's not the key card. The blood?
Take that!
The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the Goddess to Justice statue. It's with that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber. But it's simply a ruse, designed to cover up the blood that dripped down from the storeroom. We can see that existed at the underground auction, correct? Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have no reason to cover up that blood. Which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. Yep. I still say that that's not as good evidence as the clothes. And as the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name? The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with a storeroom located just overhead. So at the very least, we know that the murderous ringleader has some connection to the committee. Yes, yes. And you suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right?
Objection!
You're a fine prosecutor. That much I'll give you. As I think I may have mentioned already, you're also hopelessly naive. You got nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Unless you've got something to share, after all. I don't know how to ban you from doing that. All I can do is ban you from the stream. Merc. Do I have any evidence to show that the Chairman Winner is a murderer? I don't know that we do. But this is a big turning point, I'm afraid. I don't think we do, though. I will say, the whole point, I put so many redeems in that I think would be fun for you guys. The whole purpose is so you guys do have stuff to spend them on. So you don't feel like you're just, like, saving them up forever and end up with over 1 million points. Not that anybody would do that. Anyway. I'm kidding. I don't. As Chairman Winner himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him. He seemed confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Yes, he knows. He knows I have nothing. Oh ho ho, well Miles, my boy. Time to pay the piper. Ah, I've always wanted to say that. Birdie, he's all yours. Hold it. Yeah, by the way, if you do find a Fox outfit that, I have not seen, I refund your points. That's our new policy. It's been a policy for, what, a few weeks now? So if you reveal a first-time outfit, you get your points back. Wait. Dang it, I just remembered something. Huh? Did you have amnesia too? No, I just came to me. Flash transformation, you know how it is. Very well, say your piece.
Objection!
What are you doing, Verity? Yeah, Korra has gotten so many refunds. I don't know what is with their luck. They're always here. I think they're right here now. Let's look. Yeah, they're always here. Hi, Korra. Welcome. Just always quietly watching and just occasionally spending points in. Bam! New outfit. It's like, it's crazy. Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, unless you try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future. Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Gavel bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Fine, let's hear what the witness has to say. You heard the chairman, Miss Hart. If you would be so kind. This has got to be the end, though. We're close. All right, then. Here goes nothing. Facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please. Don't you worry. You're a pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Truth's my middle name. Claim me officially worried. The ringleader's the killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming out of the hatch, you see? Then the murder happened and the auction started back up again. Now, let me look back downstairs right after that. No? And when you know it, there were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. How? You sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure could be your gavel ship. Saw my own 2 peepers. So, 11 before the murder, 11 again right after means... Wait, that's a thingy. A contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up. His heart did nothing really change at all. I told you already. They carried right on again like nothing even happened. Oh, except for it wasn't nothing much, but... What is it? That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself a doctor without one. Kinda like the one Masu over there's got, but different. Doctor's hammer? That's the bunny. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through. And then nothing, just like that. The noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Did it have something to do with the murder? They hit him with a hammer, so I had blood all over it. If what Miss Hart's telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, if the victim is near the auctioneer or one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Ner! Chalk one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth. See, Mr. Edgeworth? There really was nothing we could do. No, there must be something we're overlooking. Something we still don't have an explanation for. As you think. I can't, Kay is... Alright, kids. Do we finally have all our answers now? So then I expect you to make it good on... Hold it! One moment, sir. Oh, it's from her. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, we still gotta get the coroner back here. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. Aloud, hold it, perhaps? Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Very well, let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains? Why, the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir. That's, And back with witnesses, Your Honor. What's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Someone suddenly fall ill? I'll have compressed ready in 2 shakes of a... Ouch! This better be good. Somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will ya? Ha ha ha, of course. We summoned you here to confirm something. What's Judge Gavel up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks you to provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. If you stand by your preliminary findings, can you vouch for the complete and total accuracy? Everyone doesn't make mistakes, ever. That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? To help the truth culprit, of course. As if I knew anything about all that. Actually, I didn't do anything of the sort. Then that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you'd be coy, I must say. Why should she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was reported accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winter according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Wait. For the record, I didn't do anything to the report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hertz, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story. I don't even need to. This is pointless. I'll be judged if it's pointless. Thank you very much. Yeah, pain situation back at the hospital. But Grandma, ouch! We don't have time for this. Yep. I'm Edgeworth. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. Grandma, since you testify. Could you please make it quick? We're not back soon. People will suffer. And yet you had no qualms about taking your time and buying cotton candy the last time we saw you. Let you go in as soon as we can, I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. Nobody's mistaken Grandma's report, not ever. Hi, Louie! Or Ben. It's a long time no see. How you been? How you been, Ben? I've been dealing with the dead longer you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as ouch. I'm doing very well, thank you. What the heck? Do you think I'm stand to gain by doctoring a file? Don't make a lick of sense. That's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. It's just as I thought. There's no chance the good doctor to doctor her findings. You swear by the holy goddess that this testimony is true? Of course. Grandma's never told a lie in her.
Objection!
Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you. Not necessary? That's not fair. I'm the only ally per grandma has. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Well, I'm more than prepared. I'm ready to expose the truth behind the error in that report. There's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not never.
Hold it!
The Black Dress Fox never say the doctor is infallible. She has to be. A doctor can't afford to make mistakes. Even a veteran like Grandma would be out of a job if she messed up even once. So there's no way she'd follow people would. I got a whole hospital out on me. You can bungle your work as fine, mister, but I can't. Dealing with the dead longer. Now we don't do T-pose. I'm dealing with the dead longer you've been alive, Sonny Jim.
Hold it!
And you really never made a single mistake in all that time? I think it takes my arm tracking even if I start waving, it'll start waving. You really never made a single mistake in all the time? I don't think I can T-pose though, because my hands are outside of frame. So it makes no difference. Like this is like as far as over angles I can go. See, it just drops. I go sideways. Doctor's about all experience. It's all about experience. The longer you've been at it, the better you get. Yeah, only the same were true of prosecuting. Chairman Winter would be the best in the business. I think we can all agree that's not the case. I did. It didn't work. Oh. I see. Arms move with me. Big stretch. I wonder if we'll take a pose. Let's take a pose. Big stretch. I'm stretching. Stretch my arm. Alright, big stretch. Oh, you really are a devil, Miles. But you're also quite wrong. I've never much made a mistake either. After all, I have people to do that for me. I'm too busy for foul-ups. And luckily for me, I don't have to make them. Isn't having people just a grand? Don't you go trying to make doctoring and lawyering the rent sound the same. They ain't nothing alike. Nothing alike, I tell ya. Rewriting something wrong is about as likely as ouch.
Hold it!
Victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury. And yet there is not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem. Oh, that's... ouch! I need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. I think report already said what you just said, don't it?
Objection!
Your report states that this head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem. It's the exact opposite of what I just said. Oh. Sure. I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said it. Nothing happened after that. Weren't nothing to do with me. You dictated it? If you could please tell me more? I diligently dictated that report to Florence. Anything after that weren't nothing to do with me.
Hold it!
I just forgot a bit. Just so we're on the same page. What were your conclusions regarding the body? Well, like I said. Ouch. Sorry, it was, death from a good hard knock to the noggin. Can you say for certain when that knock happened, Dr. Hertz? Pre-mortem, of course. Chest wound happened after the poor girl died. Told Florence that, and she wrote it right down. So that's what it says in my danged report. That may be what we told her, but I think we're finally getting to the truth. Why do you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a film file, Don't make a lick of sense.
Hold it!
We'll go and press the rest of it, and then we'll go back and present the report. You're not stood to gain anything from... What do you about your granddaughter? Me? I didn't stand to gain anything either. Never mind her. What about your little friend over there? She's standing to gain something for sure. Look at you trying to accuse my sweet, innocent Florence of wrongdoing. Yeah, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. Why don't you tell that to Chairman Winter? Yeah, nobody knocked that report, you hear? Nobody. That's all she has to say. Nothing funky here.
Hold it!
Using violence? Anything standing out as strange to either of you when you examine the body? Let's see. Huh? What's that, Grandma? Pretty strange young fellow showed up, that's for sure. Strange young man? Who? Dressed like a dang fool he was. All frilly around the neck and such. And the dangest thing of all, even though we all knew the idiot boy was about to get fired, he still insists on messing with my scene. That's right, I'm talking about you, mister. Ruffle-necked ruffian, crimson-suited creep. Oh, so Mr. Edwards is a ruffian and a creep? Those are not words you need to commit to memory, Kay. Dr. Hertz doesn't sound like she's lying. No. Well, she only communicates to her granddaughter. I should probably try to make sure that Nurse Needler is being truthful, too. Alright, I think we present the report.
Objection!
Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself. No, I'll read it too. Ouch. This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all. Well, what? What do you mean, exactly? I don't know. But I can't say that. Miss Needler, if you're attempting to bury Dr. Hertz's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Dr. Hertz seemed to be telling Judge Gabble something in private. What? I see. Very well, allow me to relate to everyone what you just told me. Hey, no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. Fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something. Wow, that was a great impression. Yes, but was it really necessary? So in summary, there is an error in the report. It's all because of you, Nurse Needler. The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately. Whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're practically the same word, don't you think? Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. Why would she want to change it? Exactly. Thankless. Thanks, Kay. Ouch. You won't get away with that easy. Explain yourself, young lady. Well, Grandma, I submitted a falsified report and an act that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. I can't. I can't tell you. I don't want to, but can't. It's really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Hanging up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother? She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake. Why not leave it there? Alright, so that's the chairman that we think is the one who did this. The lady with the gavel is one of the chairman's underlings, but she's acting more like she's on our side than his because she thinks something's weird's going on, I think. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person here in her testimony would hurt is you. Huh? What on earth could you mean, my boy? Thing is, you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor. You're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. Ouch. Ho 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 ho. So she's a co-conspirator. This innocent young thing? You share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. Murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. At least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to... If the auctioneer was the murderer, and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that the witness testified to there being 11 attendees even after the murder doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it. You all gotta call my good word into question now, too? That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in place of the victim, there would need to have been 11 attendees both before and after the murder. Well, so that's your thinking, is it? It certainly is an intriguing theory. I'm sure the imposter would have been spotted right away. I don't imagine that Nurse either looks strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. Without a mask, she could very easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Ether, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I wouldn't do something like that. Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? I can't tell you, I just can't. It hurt Grandma too. Ow. Ow, ow, but Grandma? Don't you worry about me. I can take it. You just tell me everything, child. But Grandma! She really just slapped her hair. So I was right, she was an accomplice. Miss Neither? Why? Well, Miss Neither? Can you explain yourself? Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma. But I'm alright now. I confess it, I changed places with Miss Ringer. So you admit that you were working with the ringleader? Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them. The culprit was going to be attacked. By their victim? They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first. They wanted me to help them. I was to go to the showroom before the auction began and wait there. Hold it right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. Been there from before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. I'm not lying. Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering that report only a few minutes ago.
Objection!
Yeah, I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom. Are we? Where exactly are you trying to say our friend the nurse was hiding, hmm? Probably here.
Take that!
She inside this clothes box. Oh shit, did she? Huh? Well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on in. But like I done told y'all, it had all them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere. Imagine that's because Nurse Ether was already in there by the time you arrived. That's right. We didn't want anybody to open it, or it would have really blown our cover. Springer told me to climb in and wait until it was time to provide part of the plan. That would make me claustrophobic. I'm not really claustrophobic, but that would terrify me. And then they wrapped up the whole box in chains. Maybe they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It's just before the auction was due to start. As the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom. Yeah, I think so. The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete their purchase. That's when the incident occurred. Only that 90% of the time takes place in a box coffin. I know. I remember Kill Bill where she spent a good amount of time in a coffin. Miss Hart overheard the victim and the culprit exchanging words around then. You betcha, I was behind that statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time. Is it time? It's not time for eyes to kill, is it? No, we got 30 minutes. In the middle of their quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. Imagine the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box. When Nurse Ether emerged and swapped places with the victim. I had placed Miss Ringer's body inside the box. Nurse Ether's role now was to pretend to be Miss Ringer. Two of them had returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. Is that about sum up what happened in the storeroom, Nurse Ether? Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened. Hold up, so you just waltzed right back on in and nobody noticed? It's two completely different people we're talking about. I mean, not one of the other folks down there at the auction cottoned on? Why would they? Other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Ether had entered because... she stole the victim's clothes. As you see, Miss Ringer and Nurse Neither are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules required intimates to wear their masks at all times. If Nurse Neither were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer, nobody would have been any the wiser. No, I never saw that. I don't really want to, though. Just because it's I'm not claustrophobic, but I don't really want that in my head. No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Finger's clothes and ouch. And left the poor child in her smalls. You have no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader was looking, I put that raincoat on her. That's how Miss Finger came to be wearing it. Thus the auction was able to carry on as before. Next part where I got caught with the raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, it must be. Then it all makes sense. After that was when I went over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Found me 11 happy little auction goers and back I stuck in my little hidey hole. Time we were hiding back there the entire time after that. Well, that is, not exactly. What is it? Did something happen? To me, I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Reno Corner Fox? Well, passed out, unconscious, you might say. Well, what? What happened? Not much. Kind of silly, really, but, there was a sudden loud noise, and startled me just a little bit, you know? I maybe more than just a little. I just witnessed a murder. Can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Guess I got my heart shook and my head faint. Before I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time I came to, it was the next dang day, and there y'all were clanking down that ladder. I see. So you started by a loud noise and fell unconscious. Random Fox. Oh, we got, one of the Mikos. This is Miko Mix? Yep, Miko Mix Fox. That means you don't know what happened after that. Not per se, but, well, after the auction was over, all the masks were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they were supposed to. There's neither. Once the auction had started, what exactly were you doing? I was spinning Miss Ringer and placing bids, just the ringleader wanted. I had to win the clothes box as I'd been instructed. It had a body inside after all. Imagine somebody else had won it. We would have been in real trouble then. She had no idea the victim had vacated the box in the meantime. No, not until we came back up so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. Ringer told me to go look for her right away. Instead, I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead. Kay. Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious. This victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh? That explains it. Kay would have been so shocked by seeing Miss Finger fall motionless right in front of her that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It's the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that done knock me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Dealer found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. Maybe we got a good grasp of what occurred up this point now. Miss Dealer, if you would continue? Sure. I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer. And I put them both in the clothes box. We could have risked the auction goers seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo. That's your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea. So I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. Yeah, I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in an auctioneer's outfit we prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything, and that was that. Now that we know exactly the extent of your crimes, Nurse Needler, if you have anything further to share, I'd advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry, that's all I know. Except for one other thing. It seemed a little strange, I guess. When I was borrowing Miss Finger's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so ouch. You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you? No, there's only one ending. That's where you draw the line? So taking her clothes is okay? Our hair was totally different. The style, the length, everything. I kind of panicked. Ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. Two of them, in fact. There's a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in a clothes box. 2 wigs, but why? Right, I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried she might have changed up her style. Here, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on the day. Leaving a wavy wig in the box. What does the wig have to do with anything? That's everything you know? There's nothing else you're forgetting? You mean amnesia? There's nothing else you're forgetting. No, huh? No, really, Grandma, that's everything. And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be? So I don't know if they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on. And they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone. Darn, if I can get something concrete on them. Oh, ho, 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 ho! Well, Miles, are we about done? We've proven the nurse is part of the murder plot, but sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. And just as must prevail, we can't change the law, even for your sake. Is this it? Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Francisca! What are you doing here? As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow. Probably not. It'd be a lot of confusion. You'd be very disorienting. Big issues and inspiration to saw. But don't go getting that wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect. I'm certainly not here to forgive you for abandoning the way of the prosecutor. I understand that. You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Get a gumshoe to that? Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second. Well, someone say something. Yes, there's no easy way to say this, Francisca, but we already proved that ourselves. You, what? Yes, you just a few minutes ago. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance. And I suppose you know about the murder weapon, too? No, not yet. Ha, good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface. And the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem. Circular surface?
Objection.
Zelric literally has... It's like a 450 stream streak. I don't remember what exactly it is, but it's a lot. You're certain of that, I'm assuming? Your sources are above board? Should trust the medical professionals to reach that same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection.
That's certainly good to know. Unfortunately, you're overstepping bounds of... Of what? I'm the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into underground auction. This murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to related parties. Especially the victim. My, you've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? And all parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. Just wait for me to see? I have no idea how to see. Sadly, the murder weapon itself is yet to be identified. Yeah, based on the shape, I might have an idea or two. But guys, there hasn't heard of any other weapon during my investigation. And yet, one need only think about the setting and auctioneer's tools, and the answer should be obvious. Now I took the circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about... I'm saying the auctioneer's hammer. Won't an auctioneer have rarely at hand? An auctioneer's hammer, of course. We never found one of those. Well, Zelric has been, has a streak going more than a year. More than 1 year, a stream streak. Despite all the Twitch issues, I know Carol had a long streak as well before Twitch ruined it. With a bug. We never found one of those. If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem like a candidate for the murder weapon. Without the evidence to support your theory, it means nothing more than that. Oh, I have just the evidence you need, right here. The evidence strongly suggests that the auctioneer's hammer was the murder weapon. Oh, your substreak is what you lost?
Take that.
Oh yeah, substreak is good. Sarah told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. Could they wipe it off, though? We need to be disposed of. Isn't that right? Chairman Winner. I'll have our people look into this right away. 473. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You really are like a dog with a bone, don't you, dear boy? If you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you, Seems very confident we'll never find it. Very well, a search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess. It's not over? And we haven't refilled our health yet. Welcome back from dinner. It's still in the case, yeah. I don't know why you're surprised. You act like they're short, but every case is still like 7 to 8 hours. So, Comstern, if you look my VODs, they last for 2 weeks. Most of my story games I have on YouTube. I started putting them on YouTube about a year ago. So if you're looking for like Ace Attorney, they're all up there. Except for this week. Yep, there you go. Oh, they're all on YouTube. It's not time yet. We still have 17 minutes. Why do you keep acting like I'm acting the ads? Yeah, I have like 1,000 videos on YouTube. Most of them are Beat Saber, though. What, Zelric? What? It's... Sounds like one, please. Yeah, we put out about roughly 2 a day. Miss Von Karma, if you would, be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. Oh, and, last week's VODs are still coming out. Zelric, what? I don't understand what you're doing. What? Is there a problem? I don't know. Miss Von Karma, if you'd be so kind. Miss Von Karma, if you'd be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. Oh. Thank you for the gift of subs, Eric. What was with all the bonking? I don't understand what you're doing. It was confusing me. You didn't have to do that, though. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Oh, hey, look, Tay, you got this up. Oh, soon 4 a.m., you're heading to bed? Okay. Alright. I'll see you later. Have a good night, okay? Thank you very much for the 10 gifted, Eric. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I was really confused by all the bonking. It really caught me off guard. More fishing? Yeah, lots more fishing. Alright, progress search. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom, and no auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. Arrgh! That is bad news, indeed. Then, we have no choice but to move ahead with the verdict. Ah, it was such a terrible shame. I suppose only a fool would have left the murder weapon behind. So not what I expected from a first-rate criminal mind. No, there's just not enough to work with here. Can't carry this any further on my own. It's really a tragedy, but such is life, I suppose. I was just thinking back over the defendants I've made pleadings with over the years. People who poured their hearts out to me. Who trusted me with every detail of their crimes. And then when it came to their sentencing, sob, I recommended life in prison every time. For every single one. Ho ho. Oh ho 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 ho. If only you could see them, sniffle. The stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. Aw, thank you for the 100 bits, Carol. I appreciate it. Look at the puppies. That's cute. The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. There's nothing more I can do. Kay and I are both... Well, we had some proof. I never imagined I would be passing judgment on you under such circumstances. The end of the road, huh? I can get a fresh taco, yeah. I've still got my pasta for another 3 or 4 days. By the power vested in me, Celsius winner, this court hereby indicts you for your crimes. Whoa? What? 2 exclamation point fish. What on earth's going on to you, Faraday? Whenever you donate gift subs or give bits, it auto fishes. So Zelric gave 10 subs, so he's got 10 auto fishes. And then all the people he gave subs to are gonna get 1 fish each. And then Kyrell's fishes will come for giving bits. 10 sets of 10, so Kyrell will get 10 fish, I believe. I believe that's how that works. I submit for the court's consideration the case file of a certain incident. Name of the IS-7 incident, a murder that took place 18 years ago. What's that file have to do with... Wait, you mean... Your late night visit his chamber, that was to... Precisely. I came here to retrieve those documents. Though sadly, it would seem that I arrived too early. You got a legendary croissant shark. Catch the auction itself. When we spoke of the matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You have to forgive me. That was rude to buy myself more time. I gotta sneeze. Alright, we got the IS-7 case incident. Croissant? Slower? You know official purpose, they just come at you? Yeah, they just magically show up in your boat. Like, are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad. Without proper grounds, it's defamation. Defamation. Ah! I'm hit by a fish. Excellent observation, Eustace. It is? And of course, I have the grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Mr. Manfred von Karma had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate when the sculptor Artie Frost's body went missing. My papa, fabricating information? What's the meaning of this? Ian Seidman, the detective originally assigned to the case, did in fact report that the body had gone missing. However, it seems that certain someone wasn't very pleased with Mr. von Karma. And deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? What? This individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes, or to challenge their power. And they're known to go to extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy them to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. I got all the level 2 incidents. Things. Look at that. Look at all those. How do I get rid of the emote thing? Hype chest on the way. Wait, does that mean I can't get any more? What, she was responsible for the fake report? Oh, wait, you have to understand. Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what she said. She didn't have any choice. He? The person in question was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor was 18 years ago. No. The man who gave Papa the first penalty of his career? Excelsius winner, it was you.
Objection.
Well, what are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that. I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. Well, Chairman Winter, do you have anything to say for yourself? All that nonsense with the body, that was Manfred's doing. Such a willful boy. And the fake autopsy report? Hilda, how could you? Sniffle, I can't believe you naughty kids would do such dishonest things behind my back.
Hold it.
See, look, Tay, you caught a starfish. We just asked her why she did it. She is standing right over there, after all. Wait, Grandma can't, she's... Ouch! Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew it, that's why. Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out about what you did. Yeah, Tay, you got a gifted sub, so you got a fish. They said he was going to charge you if I didn't help them with their plan. They said he would, that he would. I just had to do what the officer said. So you're cursed into it, were you, Nurse Needler? Yeah, we should have, Kyrell's feature will be coming up soon. So you're cursed into it. Were you near seat there? Just to be clear, the auctioneer was Chairman Winner? I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forcing me to help them was the auctioneer. And they definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman. I never saw their face. Well, there must be something. Any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait. Their mask didn't cover the whole face. And the part that wasn't covered had a tattoo on it. I remember that much for sure. Yeah, there's Kyrell's fish now. A tattoo.
Objection.
This sounds very dramatic, but I don't really know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. I think I'd know if there was one, wouldn't you? Means I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you might want me to be. I hope you can figure it out. Still, who this shameless manipulator might be. Ho 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 ho.
Overruled.
Your contempt for this courtroom is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I'm not the only one who has been trying to bring you to justice. Very nice. So many emotes. Yeah, it said I have all of them now. All the level 2 ones. I'm not the only one who's been trying to bring you to justice. Miss Finger has been trying too. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? But why? I barely knew her. Sniffle. I've always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. You barely knew the victim? Why, I do believe that is a new statement. Goddess demands you offer your full testimony to the record. How are we doing on time? We got 6 minutes. So that's how this is going to go, You mean how many until I finally break? Sob. Well, if that's the way you want it to play it, fine. I'll destroy you all. Every last one of you. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. Brandon Fox. Oh, we got a Blue Diamond Fox. I like this one. It's a pretty one. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. So let's make the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Chairman Winner, you'll tell the court everything you know about Miss Ringer. Everything I know about Miss Ringer. And Rosie is a member of the committee of the courts. But we never really had any personal interactions. At least, none that I remember. I had no motive to murder the poor girl whatsoever. And I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. So you don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. That's very kind of you, but you'll need more than mere words you plan to cover for me. Alright, you got it. I'll let them pin this on you. I believe in you, Dad. You'll be Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, yes. You really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? That's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. No matter how much he respects him, regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins in time. Let's all come together. We got the justice team. This won't be easy on Mr. Winner. We got the lady with the hammer. We got the lady with the whip. Time to disappear. Alright. Good night. Thanks for coming by. Sleep well. Have good dreams. It has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this. And Rosie is a member of the committee, of course. As a member of the committee... Oh, I got my health back. You must at least have been familiar with her face. Sure. That's about all. I saw her every once in a while. We never really had any personal interactions, at least none that I remember. Night-night. You're saying you barely knew the victim at all. That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy. Yes. Why, I never even knew about that burn mark on her hand. You didn't? I mean, what's the point, Sniffle? You could know someone, but before you know it, they're gone. It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day and gone the next. Yes, because they dared to stand up to you, and you'd make them disappear. You could please add your remark about the victim's burned to your testimony, Chairman Winner. I didn't know about the burn mark on her hand.
Hold it.
You sure you didn't know about that burn mark? People don't let up, do you? Not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. This wasn't just any old scar. I'd say it's pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances, but now that you think about it, Stringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. His hands were always covered by a pair of gloves. Makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize being something of a sensitive soul myself, Sniffle. I hope you're not too sensitive to apprehend that statement to your testimony. Well, I suppose you're always wearing gloves. Perhaps it was to hide that burn.
Hold it.
So you remember her always wearing gloves? I mean, it was something of a trademark of hers, yes. Who knew it was to hide a burn mark? I always imagined it was just a fashion statement. Does your little friend there have something to hide under all those bandages, I wonder? Who, me? No, I don't have anything to hide. You don't? Not even the stony visage of a cold-blooded murderer?
Objection.
Anyone here is hiding such a thing, it's you. And I'll expose your true face, if it's the last thing I do. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You never fail to entertain, my boy. Go ahead and do your worst. So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. That reminds me of something. I should look over all the evidence again. Fingerprints on the hood. Well, they took her gloves at that point. I don't know what it reminds me of. I know about to murder the poor girl whatsoever.
Hold it.
That's where I gotta press it. Never had trouble with her professionally. Oh, don't be so silly, my boy. I'm far too important these days for such trivialities. By all accounts, her work was unimpeachable. Besides, our difference in standing merely hardly ever interacted. Doesn't prove you didn't kill her, does it? Oh wait, the tape! If she always wore gloves, why was she wearing gloves? They say that, wouldn't you? It didn't save your little friend, hmm? Certainly it seems that Miss Ringer had some personal interest in you, at least. Indeed, but I can't for the life of me imagine why. Too bad, so sad. Without a motive, you can't launch your way independence on me. I have absolutely no idea why she was after me.
Hold it.
You have no idea at all as to why she was after you. Let's see, now. It's because Dad's a real catch. I suppose you can say that, yes? The admirers, they come, snivel, and then they go again. Heh, you couldn't even dream of being liked by a dad. Very true. I doubt many ordinary people could quite match his achievements. It's remarkable, really, to have so many people come into a life and then for so many to leave it. I certainly won't complain if you choose to leave for Verity, my dear. Yeah, I think it's far more likely that you'll be the one leaving today, in handcuffs. Yes, very droll, but if you think I'm finished, you'll be sorely disappointed. Think back over what we know about the victim. If you're not sure about how to approach this, take another look at the evidence. I'm good. I find a new way to interpret old information. Trying to help me, Francisca? I tried to help Kay Faraday. I couldn't care less about you. I see she really is worried about Kay. In her own Francisco sort of way. Right. I believe you have the tape.
Objection.
So Miss Finger always wore gloves. If she did, that raises a rather important question. And how it's quite a contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Really? Listening into the conversation that was captured by the stuffed cow, you'll soon see what I mean. And I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Ah! I can be reasonably certain that what we just heard is the moment the victim was attacked. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assumed that those were the words of the killer. And where's the problem with that? Seems like a perfectly sensible assumption to me. Yeah, I'm afraid not, Chairman Winter. You see, the victim was always wearing gloves. You just testified. I just testified that the burn mark on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection.
Speaking of gloves can't be easily removed. She could have taken them off during the auction. That's... But she hadn't. She was still wearing them when I changed places with her. So it must have been on her hands when she was being murdered, too. Well, what are you saying, my dear? Stipple? You know how much trouble you're in, don't you? It's the mark! It's not a tattoo! It's a burn! He burned his chin because he keeps playing with his lighter. He lit his beard on fire. But you know how much trouble you're in, don't you? I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. Now it's time for you to pay the piper, Winter. You dang devil. I see. So you're both looking to disappear, too. See? That could be arranged. Not this time, Excelsius Winter. The only person to disappear will be you.
Objection.
Hey, you can't tackle my dad like that. Who cares the burn was covered up? Why does that even matter?
Objection.
Oh, it matters. Because it turns out our understanding of the burn mark on its turns our understanding of the burn mark on its head. Well, what do you mean? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us? Murderer had a burn mark too. Think about it, like this, Mr. Winter. The victim was wearing gloves, therefore the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn mark was it that was being referenced in the recording? Somebody who, wasn't the victim? Precisely, which could only mean that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or to put it another way, I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words spoke not by the murderer, but by the victim. No way!
Objection.
Eustace, my boy, would you mind stepping aside for a second? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy. Let's get serious. So the murderer had a burn mark now. Really? Where? Your little theory will either take flight or die depending on your answer here, I'm afraid. He's not messing around. I have to figure out where the burn mark was, and fast. I wonder where it could be. It's on the chin. All the auction people were wearing disguises, right? Yes, each disguise is different. Yet, despite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow, which means... Well, shall we? Enlighten us, why don't you? Where was the murderer's burn mark? I assume we have some evidence. I've got to find... the chin, yeah. Okay, not that. I don't seem to have evidence. Oh, there's a tattoo.
Take that.
Here's my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman Winter. Oh, ho. What exactly that's supposed to tell us?
Objection.
A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should have covered almost all of your fit skin. But according to Nurse Needler's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. Not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on the part that was exposed. But was it a tattoo? Or did she simply mistake a burn mark for one? A burn mark? On the face?
Objection.
Sorry to interrupt while you're so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy. I regret to inform you, Stifle, that none of the committee members has such a burn. Myself included, of course. But Dad, I mean, Eustace, do you think you can be quiet, please? You can be foolish on your own time later. Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winter, but on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good as an indicator of the truth as I could have hoped for. It gives me a much-needed confidence boost concerning another theory of mine. Namely, who that one unexplained item belongs to. What's the matter with Mr. Winter? I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure things out. But in this case, he seemed to have gotten there all too quickly. He knows his father is indeed the real murderer. He's sad because he knows the truth. So it's better not to know the truth at all. Okay, it's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there. The important thing is finding the truth. Yusel told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. Now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know, too, the truth of what really happened. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me? Heh, I very much intend to. Brandon Fox, we have the Sleeveless Maid outfit. Sleeveless Maid Fox. I really need to change that to sleeves at some point. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You don't know when to give up, do you? Where is the burn, then? Perhaps you could point out to me. But you can't, can you? There's nowhere to be found, just like your evidence I'm the killer. These throw Legos at me. Yeah, hunt for the contradiction all you like. You won't find any. Because he's my dad, a winner through and through. I understand, Mr. Winter. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it for as long as you live. To Dad? What do I do? Sigh, I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? You wish to help your father, Eustace? You can try thinking on your own for once in your life. You useless nitwit. But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. I went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. They only get these to the valedictorian. I did everything you told me to. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could.
Objection.
You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. If you never even realized that much, there's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Ah! Wah! Is anybody surprised? He's like the least common person in the game. Oh, it's difficult on my own son. They all leave in the end. Sob. Oh, I mean, ooh. Even he's trying, he's failing. He did it all for me. Then he should have tried harder. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father, and you certainly don't deserve to be a chairman of this committee. Even I feel sorry for the boy now. Poor Mr. Winter. Explain yourself, Chairman Winter. Just what do you think your son is treating? What do you think your son is treating him in such a way? An utterly useless pawn. Sounds about right. But you're the one to talk, Verity. You tried to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too. I cannot deny it. However, I have never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be a naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I've witnessed during my time with him. Yet you would call him useless? How could you?
Objection.
Oh, ho, because he is Verity, my girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you. Say that you may use it to call her final judgment on Excelsior's Winter. Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. The ringleader had a visible burn mark on their face that night, and it would follow that the Chairman Winter is currently hiding that mark somehow. How exactly was dressed during the auction? That'll be the key to solving this case at last. Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? Right there. No. This statement, which says there are two wigs. One of the wigs is its beard. Oh, wrong button. Bam! Recall Understanding's testimony, if you will. There was one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used. I seem to remember it being wavy. What are you two talking about? Nurse Dealer apparently found some very interesting items which she went to swap places with the victim. And what do they have to do with the burn mark? What she found were 2 wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim. But what was the other one for? I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare. It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winter's current appearance to that of the ringleader as it was described to us. Stop it, Snivel. Stop staring at me. One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather, what's around it. You mean, it wasn't a wig after all? Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head, in any case. There's a fake beard all along, wasn't it, you Excelsius Winter? It's on fire again. Ah, ha 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 ha. This? Why, this is all my own, dear boy. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise. We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth. Yeah, he desperately tried to cover for you, even in light of his realization. You still feared that he might expose you. So rather than take that risk, you bullied him until you couldn't take it anymore. Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. No, grrr! Chairman Winter, I insist you remove your beard, this instant. Rah! There it is. Carvel! He looks very different. So there it is, the burn mark. Mr. Edgeworth, to bring evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have met my thanks. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsius Winter, in the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Winger, this court finds you guilty. And everyone claps. Okay, before we wrap this up, do I need to brush? Alright, I'm gonna go brush real quick. I'm out of water, so I really need to brush. Alright, so we're gonna pause here for a second. I'll go brush. Alright, I'm back. We still got 30 seconds left of the ad. Yeah. Stretch. I gotta keep my arm stretched. Oh, yeah, I did see the hydrate. I got you. Hydrate. I don't want to drink too much water because it's almost bedtime. I got like an hour and 45 minutes till bedtime. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're back. Probably. Alright, this should be the wrap-up, right, Mr. Edgeworth? I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you. There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor... No, as a friend. It was the least I could do. Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice. I've learned that Chairman Winter has been safely delivered to the detention center. Search for the missing auction hammer continues. However, we are talking about Chairman Winter here, so it's highly likely that it's already been destroyed. In addition, there's one other matter I must inform you of. The Chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan. What? How could that be? He claims that he mistakenly found this letter on Miss Ringer's person. And they then found a second letter on Kate's unconscious body. In their contents, the letters seemed to be ones of correspondence. So he left the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. That's quite the conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. He decided to place the victims in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket. Sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I sort of thought the same. Perhaps it's some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strange strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties with which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Judge Gavel? Before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winter came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more there, isn't there? Yes, and I suppose you have just earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. But before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winter, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately, for her, her opponent struck first. I see, so that's the story behind this case. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winter's crimes at last. So that was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Excelsius Winter and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Do you know what happened to Mr. Winter? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Oh, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. And no matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me. Father's influence isn't easily erased. But in time, he could hopefully try and change his ways. You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? Are you okay, Kay? How's that head feeling? I'm fine. Thank you. I'm sorry, Kay. You were my patient. I had a responsibility to you, and instead I let them accuse you of youch. Dang right. We ain't just in the business of fixing bodies, Missy. The mind's where it all begins. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more. Please forgive me, but I had better be on my way. And preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. The Bronco Knight case, huh? Who's the defense attorney? It's supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she's no longer with us, we're still in the process of finding a replacement. Ringer was scheduled to be Representative Warden Lagarde. And of course, until we find Eustace, there is nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Ah, wait, please. What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With its chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. To answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But... Don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making. And I assume you do not mean to change your mind. Of course not. I chose the path of the truth, and I chose it willingly. With Chairman Winter out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I would be more than happy to facilitate such a decision. It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure I want it anymore. I see. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths then. Yeah, well, I trust you'll keep my badge safe until they converge again. With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. You may return this notebook to its rightful owner. Kay's promised notebook. Seems like it was due to be sold in the auction. And with the name Kay written on its cover, Chairman Winter made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. The same name as the one on the letters, after all. Letters he claimed to know nothing about. I suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them. Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook, and that Miss Finger was after his life. And that their respective goal was what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Unfortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee. There's no way she wouldn't have told me. That's just isn't like her. No, that's pretty sure that's what happened. Haha, your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of the Chairman Winter's cover-up scheme, it is also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I am sure with the goddess. Thank you. I pray that it helps her to recover her lost memories. Is everything alright? Just Gavel wanted me to return something important to you. Ah, is that... And now the memories come flooding back. Always greet people with a smile. Even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy, I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises and be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Oh wait, I forgot to write one down. The most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Hehe, I remembered it just how you said it. And now I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right. I have to try. See, disorienting. Memories come back. I'm Kay Faraday, the great thief who would do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second Yadagarasu, an assistant of Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, is that really you? Heh, can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but... Yeah, I'm back. And I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, even when I was totally lost and couldn't remember anything. Thank goodness. You certainly seem to be back. Kay, so this is really you, the real you, huh? Welcome back. So good to know you're better. I can sleep easy now. Now that you found it, don't you dare go losing that memory of yours again, young lady. You hear? Miss Neither, Dr. Hertz, thanks a lot for looking after me. If you really are better, how about you get out of them dang hospital beds? Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you. I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe. He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics. Did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note? I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see. Wait, what about her bandages? I'm sure it's too soon to remove them. Oh, it's probably fine. They had taken a big old bump to the head. She wasn't really hurt otherwise. Then why all the bandages in the first place? Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos. Both of which sound like painfully annoying practices for your patients. Okay, Kay, demonstration time. Yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about. It's like a stolen glove. I smell sushi better, too. As it always did. Thanks to you, Miss From Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did. I simply came when Mr. Gruffy asked me to. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see that you're back to your old self, too. Be a Gummy. Where is he? Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge. Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going. I have to take those two with me. Alright, so people are slowly leaving. Wait, what's going on? What's going to happen to them? Acting as an accomplice in a murder and for forwarding an autopsy report 18 years ago. Their crimes can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsior's winter course have been cooperating will, of course, be taken into account. Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright. Take care, Kay Faraday. Until we meet again. Is it okay? I know you only just got your memory back. I need to ask you some questions. Sure, ask away. What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing? Let's see, somebody asked me to meet them at the Gourd Lake. I didn't know who it was. So I was just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious. What? I'm not sure I follow. Here at the Gourd Lake, looking up at the moon. Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze and stumbling around up there when I saw the person in the red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. I was so surprised I stumbled backward. And then I was falling and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat, who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in midair. I think about it is making my head hurt. Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. I imagine the root cause of your confusion is... Imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at the Gourd Lake one minute and then on top of the big building the next. And because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended your memories of the two together. Huh? Those are two different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused like that easily. But these things on the roof may have made you more likely to become confused. I don't know, what is it? Taco for facts. Taco! No, 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 no. Give me a taco. No, 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 no. Eat a taco. What is it? I don't know. I don't see it. I guess I'll go with the tree?
Take that!
There are two keys to the scene down the back road they can hear on the top of the big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands. Wait, you're right. Those two simulators will cause your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in midair. They were walking towards you from across the park. When you blur your memories, that same side played out over the viewing platform instead. No way. Who's just break these memories, huh? That's just cheating. Even still, this doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it a person in the red raincoat she saw? Do you hear that? Sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look. Oh, hooey! That's my another scoop in the oven. Still here? I was hoping we'd have time for DVD tonight, but I'm not sure we're going to. Oh, that radio! It's coming from this little gadget here, Miss Redworth. This transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Still going. I'm not good with technology. Oh, you have to pick it up. Alright, I'll do it. Hey, this is Edgeworth. Okay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me. Miss Redworth, I presume. I know that voice. Shelly the killer. Alright, so another case solved. Yeah, I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident. Arg, how do you even know about this case? That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on this certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how are we to explain the piece of evidence that proves so damning to Kay's case? Wait, an evil mastermind? But who? Who indeed? Perhaps you could share with your thoughts. What's the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement?
Take that!
This right here proves that somebody else was behind all this. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Neither do I. Crap. Arg! That wasn't it. One clear speech piece of evidence. Was it? Where's Redworth?
Take that!
It's right here. Nope. I don't know. Not that, not that, not that.
Take that!
Sorry, but nope. Nope. No good. I don't know.
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
I don't know. See, this is put there.
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
I don't know. What? I don't know. No, that was planted. It's not the flower, that was planted.
Take that!
That was planted. This was planted, that was planted.
Take that!
I don't see anything suspicious.
Take that! Take that! Take that!
I'm going through like all the whole thing. Everything.
Take that!
The letter Kate supposedly wrote to the victim. Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that. So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? And I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do you know it wasn't you? Now why would I do a thing like that, I believe the truth can only be fully come to light in a court of law. Since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. How will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. Who knows about my badge? Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now, I bid you farewell. What the heck do you mean by the case hasn't been fully resolved? Why is he so interested in us anyway? Ugh, everything's just one giant ball of mysteries. Things will only scratch the surface of this case. Even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. For his sins, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I'll expose the truth. Okay, the end! We've sort of figured it out. Through trial and error. We'll stay right here, it's fine. Okay. Okay, we're going to stop there. Alright, we're gonna switch over to DBD for a little bit. I'm gonna knock out the stuff for DBD.